Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Casually Kickin' It. Welcome to our podcast. If you guys don't already know, our podcast is a very unorthodox podcast. Tom's winking his eyes over here. Make sure to follow us on all the social media platforms. That's Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Make sure that you give us a thumbs up or a review or subscribe to wherever you're listening to us on. If that's Apple Podcasts, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, those are the four that we're on. YouTube. Or if you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you also check out our Casually Kickin' It gear at Store Frontier. Visit Store Frontier in the search engine, type in Casually Kickin' It, and our store will pop up and you can get some merchandise. And then if you guys haven't already done so, make sure to go back and check out our last episode, 161, with a very special guest, friend of the show. Turtles Tattoos is on there with a Z, the 90's Z. Check that show out. So I think that's about it, right, Tom? Anything else that we need to?
Nope.
All right, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the presidential election. I'm just kidding. I ain't talking about that shit. I'm over. So let's move along with how was your weekend? How's everything going?
Week's fine. I think it's been a positive week so far, and that's all that I can say about that.
Okay.
You know,
that's
positive,
good.
Any positive is a good thing.
Any positive is good, definitely.
So, but that's what it is. I'm keeping positive, starting, putting my ducks in a row, and doing pretty good so far.
That's good, man.
What about you, my brother?
Well, I did my first escape game this week.
Oh, escape room.
Escape room, escape game, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so
first time newbie. And
what is it? This one's themed. It's themed, right?
It's themed. They had different themed games. I booked a pretty difficult one for because they have them through time frames, and it was a time frame that fit us. But the game was 8 out of 10, 10 being the hardest.
Oh my God!
To start my introductory to the escape game or escape room. Goodness
gracious! So what was it themed?
The game was called The Heist. Basically, we had to go to a museum and steal this gentleman's piece of artwork.
Okay.
And leave without getting caught.
Okay.
And it was interesting, man. It was.
So what happened? Like, would they put you in a room that looks like a museum?
Yeah, they put us in a small room. The first room was a little small, and then they had paintings, Van Gogh paintings, this painting, that painting, and then they had what they described a little bit about the painting, what year, and one of the paintings actually flipped up, and then there was like a safe with to put in a code. So we had to figure out what the code was. There was a magnifying glass in there, and there were numbers, small numbers in the paintings, in each painting. Oh. So that got the code, and then there's a door that we have to go into to get us to the next part of the.
All right. So what they give you? What, an hour to do this?
They gave us an hour to do it.
Okay. All right.
And so even though it was an 8 out of 10, we made it out. We made it out with about a minute and 13 seconds.
You guys made it out.
Yeah.
Hey, that's hard to say because not that many people do that. We didn't make it out last time.
No.
I did this thing. Nope. It was hard. Very hard.
So it was me and 3 other friends of mine. So it was 4 of us total. I was asked if anybody was like the dominant leader, and I didn't really see a dominant leader. It was just more of all of us working together,
Yeah.
Why? What do you laugh?
No, I'm just saying, I don't see too much of a dominant leader. I'm like, okay, so then that's kind of gives you a little bit of a harder choice because everybody's got their opinion. And
well, no, we actually worked as a unit, is what it came down to.
That's
like
good.
we all came together and we're like, all right, let's focus on this. You'll focus on that. We'll focus on that, and then everyone just did their own thing. or we just combined together to work on one thing and the other two worked on the other. But there wasn't one person like, all right, you go here, you go there, let me get this, let me do that. And then there's that one person that's always like, no, I want to do this, I'm doing that. No.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, I got this key here, take it.
That's good.
Probably that'll open that door, and then someone gives me something, oh, hey, take this, can you work on that, see if we have that work. So we worked as a unit collectively, and it worked well. So yeah, we made it out, and the game guy, whatever they're called, game master, whatever, he's like, man, they have another room, another game called Jailbreak, which is the one I wanted to do. And he said that that one's technically the hardest one because they split the groups into two, and then you go in two different like groups. So like they'll split your group, and then you got to figure it out, like that way sort of deal. But he said personally for him, the room that we did, that the heist is the hardest one because when we got into that second room, it was bigger, but there was tons of stuff everywhere. So like you had two paintings on the wall that were painting like the streets and stuff, and you had codes everywhere, and then there were like numbers everywhere, and then there was a bookshelf with books and all kinds of stuff and hidden things, and he he said we bypassed one of the clues that you need to advance, and we just like happened to just bypass it and figure it out on our own without even executing one clue.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
that's good then. That's good.
To me, it was kind of similar to playing a video game, It was just kind of like go in there, check out the scenery.
Did they give you guys clues in the screen?
Like once we figured something out, he was giving us clues, but we were figuring it out. So it was like we hardly really kind of looked at the clues. We got stuck once where we looked at a clue. And we're like, all right, but we kind of figured everything out. We had everything figured out for the most part.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I want to do those again. I like those because it's like it exercises your brain. Yeah. And it makes you think out of the box. And actually, like a lot of companies actually do those things as icebreakers or team
exercise.
Team exercises, which I think is an awesome idea, because if you don't know your specific team members at work, this will get you to know them a lot more and how they think and how you can recognize that person.
Definitely.
I love those things. I've done 3 of them, I think. I don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One was about the Cold War, the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Did you get out of any of those? Did you make it out?
The Cold War we did.
Okay.
We did boys versus girls, that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the Cuban Missile.
Did you boys versus girls the same objective?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They did that. Yeah, we were a big group, so that's where they split us up, and they did, ladies in one and girls in the other. So
definitely want to do another one. Me and you got to do one because I haven't done one with you. There's some other ones that I wanted to play there, and it's cool.
I like it, and they got so many different ones, especially in Central Florida. In Orlando,
they got a bunch, man.
They have a bunch of them, and they're everywhere. So you're not gonna get the same theme every time when it comes to you don't have that specific place that you go to, and that's the only option you have.
Right.
Well, that's one good thing about Orlando, which is a touristy city, is that we have options. So that's definitely something we can do.
One of the gentlemen that was one of my friends who was part of the group. Yeah. Shout out to Keith Diddy of my city.
Yep.
He's like, man, I've seen too many movies. How am I gonna die today? I was like, I told him, what are you waiting to see that little clown guy on the little Saw? What was his name? You want to play a game?
Exactly. But they have a movie.
I was expecting a little dude on the tricycle come around the corner.
He was laughing. But they actually have a movie, I think it's called Escape Room. And it's where there's like a serial or like I don't know, it's a like some guy went to an antique shop, bought this box, and he put the box in a display of one of the escape rooms, and apparently they opened up a haunted box or something, a conduit, and the conduit possessed. It was like I think it was a dummy
Whoa.
inside the room that was supposed to come out, but it was
Mhm.
like a life-size person that was
Oh wow.
chained, and it had a knife and all that. It was crazy. So they
Wow.
literally had to escape the room. If not, they're gonna die.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that's why William is like, I've seen movies.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not dying today. It was funny. He was just joking around saying that,
Yeah, I
but it
know,
was
I
funny.
know, I know,
Um,
I
he's
know.
like, I've seen too many movies. We're gonna get out of here. And there was that the first room that we were in.
Yeah.
The door to get into the second room had two holes. This. I'm just telling you two of my favorite parts of this room.
Okay.
One of the holes is at the bottom. We got a key to unlock that. There was a lock to open this little, like, it was a little, like,
Cubby
maybe
hole
it
or something.
was probably like about 5 by 5 hole, like a door
Nah.
with a hole.
So you can put your
And
hand in.
you open it up. Yeah, you could fit your hand in there. But we were able to get, by opening the safe, we got a mirror. So we were
Oh,
using the mirror, through the
yeah.
hole to get the reflection. We found the code that way that was on the back of that door to open up the
Nice.
top to open the door completely. So I thought that was cool.
Wow. That was cool. Who thought out a box of that?
That
Like,
was that was Keith, Diddy in my city. He's like, I've seen too many movies. I know how to do this. You got to stick the
oh,
mirror in
nice.
there to get the code somewhere.
Nice.
I was like,
Nice.
yeah, you're right.
That's awesome. That's
And
awesome.
then the other one that was cool was when we finally got to the third room, which was where the painting was. It was behind bars, like a jail, like it was
Yeah.
behind bars. And then there was the red laser, and you couldn't touch the laser. So you had to use a mirror for the reflection of the laser to shoot, kind of like Indiana Jones
Somewhere
style,
else.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
to hit to give you the next code. So I had to bounce off of 3 different things to get you the code.
Oh, that is cool. I like that.
Yeah,
That's a
so that
good
was pretty
idea.
neat. So those were the
That's cool.
two cool things that I thought were really cool about it. So yeah,
Yeah,
man. If you've
definitely
never
gotta
done,
do it.
if you've never
You
done
gotta
it,
do it.
I suggest do it. It was cool. I had a
You
good
gotta do a
time.
casually kicking it version of
We
escape.
should do one, you, me, and Jackie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see how that works.
Definitely.
Um,
See all
so,
all the Tauruses in one room. That's gonna be awesome.
um, of course, we haven't spoken about something because we want to do a big show, a big podcast about it later on. But
Correct.
we'll mention a little bit of it, and that's The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian season 2 has dropped. Yes, we know. We haven't talked about it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
me and Tom have watched episodes 1 and 2.
Correct.
So we can't do spoilers. We want to kind of
Not
leave
going-
a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll basically tease episodes 1 and
Yes.
2.
Yeah.
And then we'll do an episode where you guys can tune in and listen to a special where we're just going to talk about after the season finale in the
Correct.
entire season 2.
That would be
So
cool.
episodes 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian. Spoiler alert, just in case we slip something.
Slip up. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Which probably
let's
happens
try not to
majority of
have
the
any
time.
spoilers. So
What not to.
what did you think of episodes 1 and 2 thus far?
Episodes 1 and 2 thus far compared to season 1, it's a good kickoff episode. To be honest, I thought it was right off of the bat, like it was not boring. It was already into the fighting. It was already into the storyline. It's like we didn't skip a beat. It went from season 1 to season 2 really nicely. You can't even tell there was a year or more in between. I still, I oh my God, so many different parts of the episodes I like. I'm not gonna say too much, like try not to do spoiler, but I like the fact that they're getting down to the actual Mandalorian background, to be honest, and that's what I think they're going, because one of his goals is trying to find some of the more Mandalorians.
Which we know from the first season.
Correct. So after that, the end of the first season, you saw all those helmets that were on the floor, and then he thought that he was his only Mandalorian left, and now he's on the verge to which you see in the previews, he's on the verge to taking the child back to his kind, and he needs the Mandalorian's help in order to charter his way back to that planet or wherever world that the child is from. But yeah, awesome episode. One of season 2 was awesome. A few jaw dropping awesome things. I didn't have any, pros and I didn't have any cons, so I'm still liking it. I haven't gotten to a point where like, oh, whatever, this is too much. No, even episode 2, same thing. Awesome storytelling, awesome, creature introductions and things of that sort. What about you, buddy? I think that's matched it all up for me.
Yeah, no, you're right. Smooth transition into season 2. Episodes 1 and 2 are fantastic. Definitely both episodes fan service, make you want to come everywhere. Fan service. If you're a Star Wars fan, the fan service is there. Episode 1, just whets the palate. Episode 2,
appetizer.
It's just I want to say something, but I can't because the spoilers. If no one has seen it yet, hopefully by the time we drop the episode, some folks have seen it. So I know some people are waiting till all the episodes drop so they could binge them.
So, which can happen. You can do that in the weekend.
They episode 2 of season 2, they introduced a new species. I'm not gonna say what it is. Nope. To the Star Wars galaxy.
The only thing that I liked about that was every time he had a chance, he got his. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. The child,
is always hungry.
Is cool. Baby Yoda, whatever you want to call him. It's fantastic. It works, man. It works. It stinks to me though, because I'm getting accustomed to these episodes or these new series that are coming out to be longer than 30 minutes or whatever. Yeah. And these episodes are maybe 30 minutes, maybe 28 minutes long. And I'm like, oh man, come on, give me some more. But what they do give you is awesome. And they do stick to their guns where they release an episode every week. So, I haven't figured out if I like that or if I like binging all the episodes at once.
I don't know. To me, it's like with me, like, I don't mind seeing it one by one, but I would rather hold off, binge watches so I have something to watch,
every week,
mm-hmm. But I don't know.
Something to look forward to every week.
I've been watching the 1 and 2. Well, now 2 I just finished, but 1 I've watched about 15 times before we got to 2. You know what I mean? I like it that much. It doesn't bore me at all.
So hopefully we didn't
Jon
give too much.
Favreau has been doing an amazing job.
I did hear a rumor that there is a WWE wrestler that's gonna be is supposedly in this season somewhere.
Really?
Yeah. Female WWE wrestler.
Female.
Who's a champ right now.
Sasha Banks?
Can't confirm nor deny.
Well, but she's been out for some long time. I would understand that now. That makes sense.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
That's your favorite, buddy.
That's all we're going to say about Mandalorian now. Like I said, make sure you check back at a later episode. We will be dropping an episode specifically for the entire season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Correct.
And I think we'll have, if everyone remembers, Nate, who was part of Casually Kicking It, will be joining us for that episode to talk with us, which will be cool. Sit down and chat.
No, most definitely. I can't wait.
And so anyways, the other day, bro, I was looking at a Facebook post and somebody posted up a snack from like the 90's. And I was like, yo, a kid snack, when we were kids. And I was like, yo, I remember that. So I was looking up kid snacks and I was like, man, I remember all these snacks that are not around anymore, or some are, but
They're
Do you
different.
remember any of them, or do you have any favorites?
I like because you brought it up to me, but it was Shark Bites. I like the
Shark Bites. Yeah,
Shark Bites where like the white was on the bottom and the like turquoise was on top. Those sharks.
they were gummies.
Yeah, they were gummies.
Yeah.
And then I like them. And then Gushers. I like Gushers.
They still have Gushers.
They still have that, but Fruit by the Foot.
Yeah.
Big. I don't know if this is a snack, but Big League Chew. That was a big one for me because I was playing
candy.
baseball. Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing as the candy that I haven't seen. They have that one candy that they used to have. I don't see anymore, which was the. It was like a little flute. You'd be like.
Oh, the flute that's a lollipop.
There's a lollipop, yeah, and you can.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I haven't seen those in years, man.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Melody Pops is what they were called. I have them here on my.
The thing is with
Pops.
that is like when we were kids, like our candy that we got was like it was entertaining. It was like it was entertaining. Like we had like candy that was like you had to actually get involved in it. You know, the ring pops were big back then. You know,
what was the other ones? The that you would rip and dip it in the powder. It was like a stick.
Oh,
a sugar stick.
Dip. It's not sip and dip. That's a.
Remember, and you tore it, and it was like this pouch, and it would come with the stick, and you'd stick.
I know. Where's Jamie? Where's Jamie?
Jamie, research Jamie. Do you remember? I'm gonna run another one here by you. Minute Maid juice bars.
Oh, they were
frozen ones. It was like a triangular thing. I would get that in my school lunch, and you had to tear it. It was hard to kind of tear it, and then
it was so messy though. So messy.
Squeeze Its that came in the plastic juice.
Squeeze It that you could rip off
bottle.
the top.
The top, yeah.
Yeah.
Trix yogurt.
I wasn't a fan of that.
I wasn't a fan of that either.
No, I wasn't a big fan of that. Sorry.
Little Hugs fruit barrels. Those juices that were in like a fruit barrel. You remember those?
Yeah, with the tin foil on top.
Yes. Sorry, I'm scrolling. If everyone's looking at me, if you're watching me on YouTube, I'm looking down at my phone because I wrote them all down of some of these that there's another one called string things that were kind of like a fruit. It was like a fruit snack, but it was like string, they were called string things.
I think so. I know what you're talking about. I think, yeah. Then they have sour ones too.
I think so. And back in the 90s too, I don't know if they do that now because I don't really see that with my son. I don't really see a lot of stuff was gimmicky. I guess so. Well, because like right now I'm looking at one which I remember, which was the oatmeal. It was called Oatmeal Swirlers, which was like to get kids to eat the oatmeal. It came with like a fruit pouch. Yeah, and you'd make the oatmeal and you put the fruit pouch.
Yep.
It was like basically like a jelly or a preserve that you put in to make designs or whatever you wanted to do.
Trust me, it was not healthy.
Just to get the kids to eat oatmeal.
Yeah, you're right. But that was smart though. I mean, it was. Yeah. In a way.
I mean, my mom bought it. I had it. I remember because in the commercial they had the kids do a smiley face, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to do." And then I was like, after I was done doodling, she's like, "All right, you got to eat." I was like, "I don't know if I want to eat it now. I just wanted to." Do you remember when Doritos? You remember when Doritos made the 3Ds?
Yes.
The 3D Doritos. It was like
those were awesome.
Dorito.
Yeah, they're real puffy.
The other one I wrote down here was Pepsi Blue.
Oh, what about Crystal Pepsi?
Crystal Pepsi, I remember that.
Holy mackerel.
Another oatmeal that was gimmicky was, and I remember my mom buying these, was Dinosaur Eggs Oatmeal.
What the heck?
It was an oatmeal, and you pour the oatmeal in your bowl, and then it came with a pouch. And in that pouch, you put it into the oatmeal and you swirl it, you cook it, and it was like these little eggs. It was just basically like gummies inside of your oatmeal.
Oh,
or like little dinosaur eggs in your oatmeal, but it was like once you cooked, it turned into like this little gummy, and it was like a surprise every time you ate.
Okay, that's why it hasn't lasted that long.
Yeah, it was just.
Wow. Sheesh. What else?
There was gosh, I don't know if you remember this. Keebler came out with like their own like kind of Doritos.
Keebler came out with Doritos?
Like it was like their own like nacho cheese chip, man. They were called pizzerias or something like that.
Oh, yes. I remember them. And I remember potato skins. You remember those type of chips? Potato skins?
No.
They were dark on one side, like a skin, like the skin of the potato, and then nice on the other side. So, and they would flavor them like Pringles. So it had that consistency of Pringles. You know, you get that
Okay.
crisp. Yeah, it was really cool. I liked them. That was good.
What about Butterfinger BBs? That's
That's one that just jumped off. Like that never came back. They had a few things, but that was it.
Dunkaroos, which was
Dunkaroos.
basically cupcake frosting on one end, buttercream frosting on one end, and cookies. That was probably the worst thing ever created, bro.
Dunkaroos, that's true. Slim Jims were actually a big snack for us back in the day.
Slim Jims, yeah. Candy wise, I remember Warheads were big.
Oh, I have a bag of Warheads in my nightstand right now.
Those were big, man. This guy.
Oh, those were awesome, bro.
Fun Dip. That's what it was called. Fun Dip. Fun Dip.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you for the research.
When they had Hubba Bubba came out with the bubble gum that was like a tape. It was like a measuring tape. You could like then clip it and take a strip of what you wanted to. It was kind of like it was just a tape.
That's good. Yeah, I either got that or Big League Chew when I was playing baseball.
Now they still have this, but I remember when I saw this, it's the Ritz crackers. They're square. They look kind of like the Keebler Club crackers. They're like square, and the cheese dip on one side. And they still have them where you take the cracker now and you dip it in the cheese. But back in the day, they had the little red, like a little red thing in there, so you could scoop the cheese and spread it on the cracker.
It's a snack pack. I think they call it snack pack. Was it?
They don't have the little spatula thing or whatever you want to call it, the spreader.
No.
That too.
But now they got breadsticks instead of crackers.
They have them. They have both because I still buy the crackers one. Personally, remember the Little Debbie's? Little Debbie's, like the Little Debbie's zebra cakes.
Oh my God, zebra cakes were definitely a good high trade value at school.
Nutter butters. Oh,
yeah. You got at least 2 items for a zebra cake. I'm telling you right now,
bro. Little Debbie, the brownies.
What about the peanut butter covered wafer? Those
Nutter butters.
Yeah, they're not Nutter Butters. Nutter Butters are peanut butter cookies. But these were Little Debbie's.
Little Debbie's Nutter Butters was what they're called. It's
chocolate
with the yeah.
I thought Nutter Butters were also called the cookies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love those.
Research department. Hey, Jamie, look it up.
So yeah, I like the Nutter Butters. I like the Funny Bones were good. Funny Bones were like ho-hos, but instead of cream, they had peanut butter inside.
You always had to have a Little Debbie's in your lunch at some point, man.
I wasn't that fortunate.
No?
No, dude, that was pretty pricey for me.
Oh, they're called Little Debbie's Nutty Bar Snacks.
Nutty Bars, yes. Because I was saying Nutter Butters is definitely, that is the cookie.
Yeah, Nutty Bars. Yeah, those were good, bro.
They make Kit Kats. They make Kit Kats look bad.
Star Crunch. They made the Star Crunch.
Yeah, I wasn't too big of a fan of that, but I did like the oatmeal
cream pies.
Cream pies, definitely. That was a big thing too.
The moon pies. I loved moon pies.
I don't.
You didn't like the marshmallows with the? Oh, bro.
No, bro. I don't do marshmallows. I do not like the texture of a marshmallow.
Boy, we ate terrible in those days.
Oh, it was horrible. But you know what? I don't regret it. It's funny.
No.
It's fun.
No.
So after this, what do you think you're going to do? Are you going to go and buy some of these snacks to see if you can find them? That's how you are, bro.
After this episode,
talking about
who,
something,
me
yeah.
or after this episode, if someone's listening to us right now, they're like,
Well,
yo, I remember that. Yo, I'm gonna go get that right now. I'm hungry.
Yep.
Or they're listening
Watch.
to it while they're hungry or listening to the podcast. They're like,
Yep.
oh man.
And that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna go, oh damn, they just reminded me I had to go. And then you go into like one of those convenience store like manhunts for this certain thing, and then they don't have it. And then you go to the other one and it's like, ah, it's like, no. You know,
I remember 2 sodas that I had when growing up. Jolt Cola and Surge. Boy, those things, bro.
Talk about caffeine.
Dude.
Holy mackerel. Surge was definitely... Jolt Cola was too much. It was 2 times the caffeine of Coca-Cola. That was crazy.
We had a shindig where it was like a sleepover, right? It was like a kids camp sort of thing, and it was like your parents dropped you off, you spend the night, watch movies, eat, and then spend the night, and then the next day, basically to give your parents a day off or whatever, weekend off.
Yeah, date night or something for your parents.
And they had stacks of Jolt Cola.
Oh my God.
And we were drinking Jolt Cola like it was nobody's business, dude. So we didn't go to sleep. So I felt bad. The chaperones were all like, are you kids going to sleep yet? Like, you were the ones that gave us this stuff, bro. We're good. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. We're like, yo, what are we going to do next? And then like the chaperones were like, dude, like.
We need to put Benadryl. Oh, man.
But when I'm talking about, like, it was cases of Jolt Cola. It wasn't like,
Well, why would they set themselves up that way?
I don't know.
That makes no sense. You gonna give
Keyword, when they said help yourselves.
Yes, that was they messed up when they said that.
You done messed up, bro.
Yeah, and that should be 1 bottle per kid the whole night. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah. Because if not, it's over. It's over.
So what else, man?
You're going to have like a big nap time the next day. So the parents are definitely happy about that.
That is true. We did get home and we were on the decline because, we didn't sleep well.
That's on that crash, bro. You'd be like, oh, baby. Going down. Crashing,
bro. Hardcore.
Yep.
All right. So
we've been out of the mix for quite some time.
Yeah.
When it comes to AKA COVID work type thing. And we both have opportunities to start working again. I wanted to get your view on how you go about that and like how do you feel about that?
Going back to work in a COVID world?
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is now, man. I mean, it's like you can't get away from it, right?
No, you got to adapt to it. And
exactly.
That's the main thing is. But are you worried that like other people are not going to be as considerate?
I mean, we already get that now, so
that's true. That's true.
It's not gonna surprise me.
No.
I mean, I have seen that businesses, due to liability, are continuing, mask mandates. Like you have to wear your mask coming in here. For example, the escape game that I did this week, we had to wear our mask throughout the entire experience. Once we were done with the escape game, we went to Top Golf, hit some golf balls. Same thing goes there. Although once we had our bay, they had the bay area not closed off, but they had plexiglass between each bay. So
that's awesome.
And it's outside. Technically, it's open. So we removed our mask while we were hitting golf balls and eating and drinking. But once we left the Bay Area, we resumed to put our masks on. So anyways, what I'm saying is that businesses still, due to liability, businesses don't want to hear someone come back, I caught COVID at your place, or I'm going to, lawsuit. So only thing that surprised me with Top Golf, which was a little surprising, was they didn't have a lot of hand sanitizing stations like a lot of places do.
Oh, wow.
And I was assuming that, at each bay, they would have hand sanitizing stations at each bay that you would be. And I didn't see any at ours.
There
specific.
wasn't any wipes where you had to wipe down the club
No,
or anything?
no,
Wow.
no.
See, that's where I would be like, okay, I need some wipes
Well, you
here
know, that's
because
when
I'm
they
not
when they
touching things.
emailed me with a survey on how if I had a good time, because you know you have to put in your name, your email, and stuff when
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
you play. I told them, I was like, hey man, this is what I thought. And personally, I thought maybe you should, because I mean a lot of places that I've been to now, I mean they've got hand sanitizing stations everywhere. I mean I've been
Yeah.
to office buildings where when you get to I mean once you walk in at the receptionist desk, there's a machine there that you put your you get close to and it takes your temperature right away.
Oh, that's cool. I
Yeah,
didn't. I never
and
seen that.
there's a security guard there, and then if that thing it says you're no good, you gotta walk right out. You can't even get to the elevator.
Oh,
And,
wow.
so yeah, I mean, and they have a hand sanitizing station there by the elevators and by the door when you walk in. So it was kind of surprising that at this place, I didn't notice if they had anything when we walked in, because we just
Mm,
kind of walked in and went right to our bay because I had reserved it, and they text message you. You walk in, you just go straight to your bay.
yeah.
But in the area where we were playing and stuff, I didn't see anything personally. So,
Okay.
but going back to what you were saying, so the COVID world, I don't know, man. I mean, it's tough, man. We live in a city here in Central Florida, which is hospitality is the heartbeat of the city,
Yep.
and hospitality equals people being around people and people being around everywhere. So
Yep.
it's hard to get away from that. I don't know. I don't know,
But
man.
to be honest, like the transition and going from not working to working, it's to me sometimes it's like a blessing because like I don't know, having too much time on my hands made me realize certain things, and I was adjusting, and I was getting into my little bit of hobbies that I wanted to get into, and
Mm-hmm.
I started building, like the bench outside. I started cooking and getting more involved in my cooking and actually becoming very good at what I did. And now it's like, okay, we have to learn something else, which is okay with me. I love learning, and that's the opportunities are there. I'm an opportunistic person that I will take the opportunity and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I need. I need a foot in the door, and hopefully we both get this, these positions that we're going for, and get that wheel going, man. Because I know both
Yeah,
of us, once we get our heads in there, we start putting our head down and nothing but looking forward, and that's
pretty
how we
much,
do it.
man. Pretty much.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, uh, working in a COVID world, I've come to terms with it. It's just something that it's got to be done, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
And we'll see what
we'll see.
happens.
We'll see.
Yeah. See what happens. That's all we can say right now, to be honest. But I'm actually glad for the opportunities that have come across for me and for you. I think that's positive, and all we need is to keep that positive in motion.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is that we're like I said a little bit earlier, is that once we get in, we're a strong force to work with. You're a strong force to work with. I'm a strong first force to work with. So it's nothing but a positive thing that these companies will be receiving us as employees. So, but
And there's here in Central Florida we have a lot of theme parks. We're a theme park city, and
mm,
recently there were more layoffs,
a
a second
mass
round of
layoff.
layoffs for some of the theme parks here in town, and those folks that lost their jobs. I'm there with you guys. I lost my job. For those that don't know, if you haven't heard an episode, I did lose my job due to
Yep.
this COVID situation.
Same here.
So everything will be all right. Just keep going headstrong. You'll find something. And this we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
but
the most best thing to take is like take one day at a time,
yeah, keep your head
and
up.
be keep your head up and make sure that you're keeping yourself busy.
You're
Make
not
sure,
alone. There's
yeah,
other people in the same position.
correct. And you can do whatever you put your mind to, even though, like I've never in any way got laid off. So it was kind of like a punch to the stomach, but you get back.
Yeah, definitely, man.
On the horse and you're good to go.
Definitely. So I guess with that said, we could sign off for this episode for this week.
Yes, sir. We should have Jackie back on the show.
Yeah, Jackie will be back from vacation
next week. So we'll get our 3 bulls in the ring.
And for those that are listening, we thank you guys again, man. Can't thank you guys enough for listening. Casually Kicking It family, thank you so much for listening.
Yep.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button or hit the like button, whatever you're doing, whatever you're listening to us on. Make sure that you get
a little bit chilly. It's chilly outside.
Yeah, I was going to say the holidays are coming.
That Casually Kicking It hoodie.
I'm about to whip it out soon in a minute because it's still not cold here in Florida. I mean, yet, but
yet.
But the holidays are coming. Make sure you hit up our store at Store Frontier. Get your Casually Kicking It gear. Get someone a Casually Kicking It shirt for Christmas, a sweater. Yeah.
If they never heard of us, get them the shirt and tell them where they can hear from us.
Exactly. So from us here at Casually Kicking It, we're out.
Deuces.